Hi everyone and welcome. I am Pooja Sharma, Brand and Communication Manager at TestMu AI, and I'm the host for this session. Good to have you all with us. Quick ask before we begin the session, post your takeaways on LinkedIn and Twitter using the hashtag TestMuConference so that the rest of the community can also follow the conversation. Also, we would be taking any questions during or after the session. Feel free to drop them in the Q&A box. We will take the question towards the end of the session. The session Productize Yourself and AI Proof Yourself. Now let's talk about the session in particularly. The tech market has changed. AI is reshaping roles, hiring is evolving, layoffs have become part of the landscape, and even the traditional resume is losing its power as a signal of what you can actually do. Yet many testers are still playing the old game, writing test cases, raising bug reports, and waiting for the next sprint. That approach worked a decade ago, but what does it take to stay valuable and distinguishable in an AI first world? The question we are exploring today is, how do you productize yourself so the market sees your skills, expertise, and impact as valuable rather than just another role that AI could potentially automate? And who would better to take us through this than Rahul Parwal? So meet Rahul Parwal. He's a test specialist at IFM Engineering and a speaker, author, ambassador, and community evangelist who received the Jerry Winberg Testing Excellence Award and Eurostar Best Tutorial 2025. He is a course creator and part time YouTuber, helping testers worldwide think better and build real world skills and share his work at testingtidbits.com. Please join me in welcoming Rahul Parwal. Rahul, over to you.
Hi, Pooja. Thank you for this fantastic, wonderful introduction, setting the context for my Productize Yourself session. And thank you to everyone who has joined in. Have started seeing familiar names in the chat, which is giving me a lot of good energy. So I'll start the timer because I have limited time, and I'll start with sharing my screen. So let's start. Let's go. Drop your messages in the chat. So I think you all can see my screen. Thank you, Pooja. And I'm excited to start this session on Productize Yourself, AI Proof Yourself. Let me remove this sticker. And I am excited to join the TestMu conference to talk about a topic which is very unique. Now in most of the conferences, you get to know about like how do you grow in testing, how do you grow in AI, how do you grow in quality. But my session is very different. It's about how do you grow yourself and how do you grow your value, how do you really productize your value so that you AI proof yourself. Now in this session I want to start with certain questions. Now certain questions that we as testers usually avoid, be it your team discussions, office discussions, be it like even discussions in community meetups. There are some questions that people keep on avoiding, and I want to bring those questions right now here. These are questions that you should all be asking to yourself. I will start with the questions. You don't have to answer them in the chat, but answer this to yourself, because it's important to do the self analysis to really introspect and see where do you want to go in your career. And I think these questions are designed for that. So these questions, the first question is, what is your future plan? For all the people who are attending here, do you want to work in corporate or tech ahead or not? If no, then I mean, no point talking about. But if the answer is yes, then the next question, I mean, is your current job satisfying and is it good for future? If no, we'll talk about it later, what we can do or what we should do. But if it is yes, then ask yourself the next question. Maybe your job is satisfying, maybe it's good for future, but do they keep people in bad times? Is your company like really going to secure you when times are going to be tough? And times can be tough because of many reasons. It could be market, it could be AI, it could be some other things which are totally out of our control. Now if your answer to this is also yes, that yeah, this is the track record, they keep people in bad times, ask this next question. Do you feel stable to work with them emotionally? Can you like really continue to work with whoever you are working, and like you can just continue to work for them till you retire. And if your answer is no, we'll talk about it. But if your answer is yes, then the next question that you should ask is, can you even continue there for the next 10 years? And maybe your answer is no. Maybe I'm just like working here for a year or two and I have to switch or I have to move ahead in my career. But if your answer is yes, then the next question that you should be thinking about is that I mean, you want to work somewhere for 10 years, but do like really people work there for 10 years? See around, see how many people like really sticked around for 10 years and how many just dropped off in the journey. There might be multiple reasons for people dropping off, but like, do people really stay? And this is a question that you should ask yourself. And is your employer's business model future proof? Because even employer can like keep you employed if they have a future proof business model. If they don't have a future proof business model, they cannot like keep you employed. And does that doing the things whatever you are doing in as part of your job, maybe writing test, automation, scripting, agent take, evals, does it prepare you for a secure future? And I mean, if your answer to this question is also yes, then my question would be that think deep again. I mean, really think, I mean, whatever you are doing, is it like really preparing you for a future? Because future is highly uncertain, and future is lot complex, lot ambiguous, and we really don't know. Now, if your answer to any of the previous question was no at any point, it's a good time to start thinking about productizing yourself, which means to make your skills, whatever we have acquired and whatever we will acquire, more sellable, more scalable, so that we can really encash the value out of those skills. Because skills alone in themselves don't convert into business value or business money. I mean, you have to do some productizing to really make money out of them. And if like till now all of your answers were yes, then I'm really sorry. I mean, and I think I wasted close about 5 minutes of your time in asking these questions. And my suggestion would be that like this talk is not for you. So if anybody wants to leave this talk and save their time, I mean, this is the right time, and just leave this talk. Because whatever now I'm going to talk about is about these ideas of productizing yourself. How do you build your skills more sellable, more scalable, and how do you like really level up and pivot in your career? So let's start with this process. So this was a tree that I was thinking about when I was like writing this talk, that why should somebody even think about productizing yourself? And I found a lot of ways, and this is what I am going to cover even today. So the agenda for this talk, the first, I will talk about some reality checks. So we'll check into this newspaper of reality checks, what like these newspapers talk about, the new realities. Then we'll talk about productizing yourself, the good part. How do we do it? Are there still options to do it? Are there communities to support us? Are there groups? What can we do now? And then the third is action plan. Like, how do we like really apply all of this? So we can understand productizing yourself, but nothing can really change the situation unless you really go ahead and apply the things that we apply and do today. So I am just looking into the chat for a moment, and I see there are no questions till now. If there are questions, keep putting it in the Q&A and we'll take all of them in the end. If whatever I explained and you are still there in the chat, just ping in the chat that you are there, so that I know that my audience and people are there. Thank you. Thanks, Drumil. Thanks, Gaurav. Cool. Let's start. So time to start with some reality checks. Now these are hard. I mean, we all want to evolve. I mean, but tech market is evolving rapidly, and there are a lot of changes that are happening, and a lot of you would be feeling that yeah, this kind of evolution is going on, and we have to all live through it. My feeling is that like tech market is evolving is an old thing. Tech market right now has already evolved. I mean, we like as an industry has put in trillions of dollars, money, people, resources, energy, data centers, everything into this evolution. And now we are into a new world. We have to like stop living into the world that like the change is happening and we'll just change along with the time. The change has happened. I mean, this evolution has happened. And of course, this will keep on going ahead, but now it's time for us to make those changes and to understand and really see those realities. So the rules of the game have changed. The first rule, resumes were the thing for hiring. I mean, if somebody want to get hired, they used to send resumes to companies and so on. But today, when you look at resumes, I get a lot of resumes on my social media that can you refer me to this company? Can you refer me for this kind of a job? Most resumes just look the same. People are putting resumes on ChatGPT, on Claude. They are generating ATS friendly resumes, and most resumes are dead as a signal. They don't really tell like who has what all skills unless you bring somebody, get them through some typical tests, and then you figure it out. So I mean, if you're thinking that your next job you can really differentiate yourself with a very good resume, chances are very, very low and very hard. The second bad thing is tech layoffs are becoming normal. Now, this is very hard hitting. There was a time when tech layoffs used to be news. They used to be seen as what has happened, what is the industry going. But now layoffs are just becoming normal. We see layoffs like each and every day, each and every week, and news stories, new companies, new layoff numbers, and so on. And the bad part is we see slow hiring for junior profiles, which is the trend which has reversed for the first time in last 25 years, because always there was all the market for the freshers was always used to be good, but now even if you are like a junior profile, the hiring has reduced. And the fourth part is AI is also quietly competing with you. The marketing may be different, the argument may be different, the positioning of it may be different, but it's trying to position itself as a cheaper version, as a cheaper alternative to you, that it can probably do certain things which you do or you facilitate for your company. For example, Devin started with that. People debunk Devin, but there are more and more companies, more and more tools, more and more things which are quietly and slowly and very subtly competing with you. You may like it or not. I mean, what is reality? What is the real substance in these things, and what is the perception that these things are going to create for your future employers? I mean, these are two different aspects and two different things. And with this, Claude is bringing new updates, and Claude is just an example. But what I want to convey is that week on week you see new updates, and for everybody who's even like very pro AI, they might be facing this challenge that how do we like really like keep up with all these new updates, because today we are learning loop engineering, tomorrow harness engineering, like day after tomorrow context engineering, and so on and so forth. And this is a tough game. I mean, the reality check is like this, and standing out in today's market is really, really tough. It's tough, and it's very difficult unless you learn to productize yourself, which means to capture the points which are hidden, to capture the points which are hard, which normal people are not seeing, but you can see and differentiate yourself in the market, just like this Mario, how the Mario catches all the other things and then clears up and goes one level up, and we all have to go that one level up. Now, what is Productize? Because I've been talking about it like for like 5 to 7 minutes now. Productize means to turn your expertise, to turn your skills into a sellable, scalable product. I learned about this concept from this book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. The book changed my life. This book is also available for free. So if anybody wants to read it, if anybody wants to like really understand productizing well, my session is just an introduction to productizing. I mean, this book contains the real thing in productizing, and you should scan this QR or save a photo of this slide and download this ebook for free. I'll hold here for 5 seconds. Cool. So this talk is about productizing yourself. Now, productizing yourself means making yourself distinguishable, increasing your offering, increasing your learnings, increasing your overall branding presence, increasing your portfolio, increasing your AI proofing, and all of that. And it's a multi-dimensional thing. Now, from these all of these different dimensions, today I'm going to talk about very quickly, very briefly, about 4 things. First, how do we productize our offerings? What we offer as a tester or as a quality engineer or as a maybe AI engineer? What do we productize in learning? Because we are all learning. I mean, each one of you who has come here, I know you care about learning, and that's why on a Friday evening or afternoon you have joined a conference and you're listening to me. So how can we productize our learnings better? How can we productize all of it together and package it as a portfolio? And how do we like really make or carve a brand out of our productizing? And I'm going to talk about all of these 4 points now. So the first part, productize your offering. How do you like really do it? As a tester, when I talk to testers and I get a lot of messages, I see a lot of messages in community chats. Most of the time testers are putting their skills or regular work as we do test cases, we create it, we write reports, test report, data, mocks, API, and so on. This is all execution level work. Execution level work is the work that AI has come to take in and taken directly. You cannot compete with AI at execution level work. But there is other kind of work that people and are very good at, which are thinking level jobs like risk analysis, test design, strategy, exploratory testing, analysis, real requirement engineering, talking about the real risk, real problem, business domain, context, thousand factors. How do we do it? And then bigger problems like utilities, tools, maybe AI tools, hubs, skills library, MCP library, hooks, agents, processes, checklist systems. Because this new agentic world also needs its own system and it's not stabilized yet. And every company is trying to stabilize, build systems around it so that it can be scaled. And then things like RCA, AI testing, case studies, research, real reviews, quality engineering, and like things that like really give insights. My idea is I've shown you 4 levels of offering like that people do as part of their work in businesses. Most of you would have started your offerings from execution. I also started my offering from execution, but the call is that move from execution to thinking to systems to insights, because that's where most of the value really lies, and make that transition. And that's my point with productize your offerings. And a good example, I wanted to share some examples. TestMu has a very good example. For example, like testing has so many types, and they have like mentioned different solutions, how they have productized it, what are the different kind of offering that they can offer, from execution, from insights, from strategy, and so on. And you should go and read these case studies. I mean, TestMu is a company who's selling like tools and products and case studies. And I mean, once you read them, you really understand what is going on in the market, what like kind of offerings are the market forces really looking for, and you should go and check them out. The second part is productize your learnings. Now, one of the very real part with learning with most of the people is that most people like go read something, watch something, and then they forget about it. People keep on scrolling through social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. They keep finding scrolls and posts and reels, and then they keep forwarding it, but that like really fades away. So all of this learning will just fade away if you are not applying it, because the moment you like start taking notes and then start applying, I mean, your progress actually starts. And sometimes people think that let me just bookmark it today and then I will read it maybe after a week, and then I'll apply it after a month. That thing will just fade away and it will stall your progress. So if you want to make progress, you have to apply it today. I mean, even if it's a small application, do it today. I mean, you cannot leave things for the future, because the future never comes. I mean, and the future will come with newer challenges, newer problem statements, and newer things to solve. And applying is the magic. I mean, applying is the magic quadrant which converts your learning into value. So learning in itself is has no value, I mean, unless you apply it. And the moment you apply it, the moment you engineer it, steer it, it becomes value. And that's really important. The next part is for example, if somebody wants to see examples of learning, I've built my entire profile on productizing my learning. So I used to learn new things, used to learn new concepts, and then I used to write courses, then I used to give talks, then I used to write articles, then I used to like create some free resources. And this is the screenshot that I've captured from my website. You can go to testingtidbits.com and see examples how I have converted my learnings into some productized format, so that even if the world tomorrow checks for me on the web, they know that like Rahul Parwal knows this. He has like done certain classes on this, on agents, on context engineering, on certain essential resources, foundations, bug advocacy, and 20 things that I've learned, and then I've productized. And now people know me through those aspects. Thank you, Gandhar, for pasting Testing Tidbits link. Next part is if you want to productize your learnings, I mean, TestMu also offers a lot of possibilities. And as a TestMu Spartan, this is something that I should be telling you. I mean, that we have like free certifications that you can do. Then like once you pass them, you answer the questions or you build the solutions, they will send you certificates, free certificates. There are GitHub repos where you can communicate. There is an AI community where you can collaborate, ask questions to the top people who are contributing to open source. You'll never get such people for free, but TestMu has exposed all of those people, all of those communities out there for free. You can reach out to them for webinars, for Learning Hub, for blog, and I mean, you can also productize your learnings with them. The next part is productize your portfolio. Now I have like very less time, and I will quickly now rush on certain things. So an interesting part, I mean, even some people have written in the chat, like people who are like talking about AI are like so many. Everybody's talking about AI. You go to office, everybody's talking about AI. You like sometimes now even in like social gatherings, people are talking about AI, but like the real problem is that nobody's building with AI. And the moment you start building with AI, I mean, you like really go a level up. I mean, you really differentiate yourself from people who are like just talking about it and not doing things. There are a lot of people from every aspect who have like built things with AI or built for AI or with AI, along AI, and then they have put it out on their website, like satisfies.com by James Back, richardseidel.com. You can see this as a very good example of portfolio. Testingtidbits.com, my website, I've like built a lot of things with AI and without AI also, but they all lie here. And there is a very interesting benefit. I mean, like if you apply the learnings today, I mean, your website could be here. And I want members who are attending this, I mean, one of you website should be here. Send me once you create it. And I want to feature people who listen and really apply things rather than just listen and go away. And the good part is that the trend is also similar to that. So, I mean, especially in the last 2 to 3 years, once AI has come out, I mean, you will see a very high spike in the terms of portfolio, developer portfolio, tester portfolio, and this is the ratio. And developers are moving really ahead in the portfolio space. They are creating their portfolios, they are showcasing their skills, they are showcasing what they can deliver and offer, but testers are very far behind. And as testers, if we don't create our portfolio, if we don't like share our skills or like make them public, there is no way somebody can know about them or like they can like find us. And that's the real thing. So that's a missing opportunity. And there are a lot of portfolio ideas that I have, that I had mind mapped. If somebody would ask me, I can share them to you later. So just message me on LinkedIn if you want like more stuff on these portfolio ideas. How do we create portfolios and so on? But you can do portfolios and create portfolios from workouts, from open source software, from crowdsourcing, from GitHub repos. You can create GitHub repos. You can publish your codes, agents, skills, prompts, agents, anything. I mean, you can like do talks at conferences. You can do talk at meetups. I mean, every popular tech city right now has testing meetups going on, and you should go there, talk to the people. TestMu also has a lot of meetups, and you can apply as a speaker there. You can talk to them, and that's a very interesting possibilities that communities create for people. You can blog, you can publish, you can even like publish your study notes. That's how I started. I used to publish my study notes when I was learning GitHub, Git, or NUnit, and so on. Start your own blog, website, share your presentation stuff, and so on. Just invite more and more people to collaborate with you, and in the end, I mean, you have to like really productize your branding, because that's really important. And one thing that I've like really understood, I used to feel that I have to know a lot of people, and once I know the right people, I can like really level up my game, and I can really level up in my career. But the most important part is who knows you is more important than who you know. And people will not know you unless you build a brand. I mean, and like you may know like 10 people or 10 like really awesome testers, but do they really know you? And if they don't know you, they cannot help you. You cannot ask them for help, or they will never recommend you. And like it's important that the right people should know you. And but for the right people to know you, you have to build a brand. Another advantage of building a brand is, even if somebody asks in an anonymous chat, go and like you can run this experiment yourself. Start an anonymous chat, ask who is Rahul Parwal, and even AI, from whatever information it has from a website, from blog, from SEO, from thousands of the things that I've done in the last 5 to 10 years, it will pinpoint each and every specific thing. So even if tomorrow, after 5 months or after 5 years, somebody wants to find out about me, even with an AI, they would be able to find me. And I think that's how like a lot of people are going to look for other people in the future, because AI is becoming the interface for finding information, for finding everything, and so on. And most of the things which AI has written here are all correct, because they are based out from the public works, from Ministry of Testing, from LinkedIn, from a website, and so on. And that's uh, the real power of branding. And I mean, branding doesn't happen like overnight. I mean, you cannot like make a very good brand like just in a day. It's consistency, and I mean, like you have to stick around in the game for long run and be authentic, because I mean, you cannot build a brand if you just copy paste others. I mean, so you have to identify yourself. This is a lot about self reflection, looking into what you can deliver, what you can do. Maybe your thing is agents, maybe your things is context engineering, maybe your thing is maybe performance testing or security testing. I mean, what is authentic to you, do that, and do that in that format. There is no right format, there is no wrong format. There are different options, and you have to choose the best option for yourself. And there are multiple platforms to brand yourself, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Insta, YouTube. You can choose any platform, you can choose any community, TestMu AI, Ministry of Testing, Salesforce. These all have big ecosystems, big communities, big meetups, big conferences going on. And I am like particularly more connected with TestMu AI and Ministry of Testing. So these are again powerful ways to help you productize your brand. Because I never applied to do this talk here. I mean, because TestMu AI knew me, they asked me would I like to do this talk, and then I found this opportunity to come at this wonderful conference. And I think that's what the magic that branding can do for you. You can even like give your offerings on TopMate, on Mentoring Club. There are multiple platforms based on which region you are, but in India, I mean, these two are like really popular. And then you can like even build your own website. A lot of people keep asking me where should I build a website now. Even like for non-technical people, they can build a website on WordPress, Medium, Substack, or like now you can even prompt an AI agent or an harness, and then it can even create a tool for you. And that now I'm coming very much to the end. So to just summarize, I mean, like to really productize yourself, you have to level up your offerings, you have to level up your learnings, which means you have to like productize them, you have to level up your portfolio and like productize all the things, and then you have to also productize your branding. And if you can productize all these four things, this is what I mean by productizing yourself and like really going up and accelerating for your career. And that's pretty much. You can ask me anything anytime. The timer has ran for me, which means I have taken all the 25 minutes which were allocated to me. And thank you to my mentors, to my reviewers, people who made this possible for me. Thank you to the TestMu team, Pooja, Mohit, everybody who helped me in the background. And yeah, thank you. And Pooja is on mute.
Thank you so much, Rahul. It was a wonderful session. We have a couple of questions already. I'll present it on the screen. So here we go with our first question, which is by Paul. What's the hardest but most necessary first step to take towards breaking out towards self-productization in the age of AI?
Put yourself out. Maybe if you have learned, for example, you're like Paul, you're learning something here in TestMu AI, share those learnings. I mean, put it out, put a summary of like, this is what I learned, this is what I like, tag the speaker, tag TestMu. Step one, I mean, start discussions. And that's step one. So yeah, do that.
Okay. I will present another question by Manish.
Mhm.
So Manish is asking, should QA learn new automation tools or learn around AI agents?
I personally feel that I mean, if you know like zero automation tool, you should learn probably one, like, and it could be any, it could even be an API testing tool, just to understand like how automation works. But then also learn AI and agents, because the like layer of orchestration is just moved above. So like we should be like also knowing the above, but yeah, learn at least one like tool. Yeah.
Okay. I will just take another last question because
Yeah.
we are running short on
Yeah.
time. So another question by Bharat Varshne. How can someone demonstrate real AI capability beyond certifications?
But I think like building portfolio is that. For example, I don't have any certifications. I've never done like certifications, but my portfolio is my certificate. My name is my certificate, and I think that's the biggest certificate that we can all hold. I mean, if we build a name for ourselves, I think, and we like really showcase things with the right portfolio, the right examples, the right GitHub repo. I mean, everything is democratized today, and like you can really do things without permission. You can really demonstrate. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rahul. It was an amazing session. Um, the session that you took showing us how to productize ourselves, and most importantly turning those insights into actionable plans, it was incredibly amazing. Treating your career as a product with its own market positioning and value proposition can be uncomfortable advice, but perhaps that's exactly what most of us need right at this moment. So, for others, let's continue the conversation on social media. Please feel free to share your learnings, tag us using hashtag #TestMuConference. And just a reminder, all sessions will be available on YouTube, so you can revisit them anytime and share them with your peers. Before we move on to our next session, don't forget to explore our partner booths to connect and exchange ideas. You can also participate in the contest that we have lined up and win up to $15,000. That's different for different activities. And yes, happy testing and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
Rahul. Thank you. Bye.